Welcome to your 60-minute 26 and flow. Bring your feet together so your toes and heels touch. Take a moment just to notice the soles of your feet on the floor. If your weight is more in one foot than the other, more in front in your toes or in back in your heels, make a small adjustment so the weight is spread evenly over the soles of your feet. Engage your lower body, firm your quadriceps muscles, lift up with your pelvic floor and in with your lower belly. So you're supporting yourself with the muscles of your lower body. Lift your chest up, allow your shoulders to relax. Float the top of your head towards the ceiling. And notice if after all of that cueing of your stance, you feel a little anxious, a little gripped in your body. Trust yourself. Exhale your breath, relax. Bring your palms together, interlace all 10 of your fingers. Bring your knuckles underneath your chin with your thumbs near your throat. If your eyes are closed, please open them. Exhale your breath to prepare. And begin. Inhale. This is pranayama, deep breathing. Pull the air in through your nose, lift your elbows up towards the ceiling, fill your lungs, stretch up, hold for 1 moment at the top. Exhale. Slowly let your head turn back. Keep your eyes and mouth open. Bring your elbows forward. Push in with your belly to empty your lungs. Elbows touch. Inhale. Slowly bring your chin down. Good. Simultaneously lift your elbows up towards the ceiling. Fill your lungs as much as possible. Hold. Exhale. Slowly let your head turn back. So your mouth is wide open like you're going to bite an apple. Push up and in with your belly. Empty your lungs as much as you can. Inhale. There's a little bit of a hug in your soft palate in the back of your throat that creates some texture, some sound on the breath, an aspirated sound on the inhale. Exhale. Open your mouth. Push in with your belly. Your mouth and your throat are just the passageway to breathe out as much as you can. The work is happening in the abdominal wall. Inhale. Last one. Pull your belly in. Pull air in through your nose. Lift your elbows up towards the ceiling. At the end, forearms framing your face. Lungs full. Exhale. Slowly let your head turn back. Eyes and mouth open. Elbows forward and towards each other until your elbows touch together. And that's enough. When your lungs are empty, bring your arms down to your side. Find your own reflection if you have a mirror. If there's no mirror in front of you, find your awareness in your body. Come to your breath. We're going to do our sun salutation, Surya Namaskar. Inhale, mountain pose. Bring your arms over your head sideways, touch your palms. It's traditional to keep the palms touching. However, if that's too much for your shoulders, you can bring 6 inches or so in between your palms. Lift your chin. Look past your fingertips towards the ceiling. If that's too much for your neck, you can lower your chin until you feel like you have a little bit more room in your cervical spine and the bones in your neck. It's a very upward lifting, upward energetic posture. Press your heels into the floor and then lift with your quadriceps muscles. Lift your pelvis up in space from underneath, engaging your pelvic floor. Lift the center of your chest up, straighten your arms, press your palms. Inhale. Exhale, backward bend. Bend your elbows, cactus your arms, spread open across your chest. Push your hips forward, press your heels into the floor. Inhale, mountain pose. Press your palms together, stretch up towards the ceiling, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Roll your pelvis forward over the top of your femur bones. Your hands can come through heart center. They can stay over your head, your choice. Let's take a moment here just to hang the torso off of the pelvis. You can bend your knees slightly, releasing your hamstrings. You can hold your opposite elbows, allowing your arms to hang above the floor. Maybe even gently sway side to side, introducing some gentle movement into your back, into your hips. Let go your elbows, exhale your breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Slide your hands up your legs, pull your belly in, reach your heart and top of head forward and your tail back towards the back wall. So your spine is roughly parallel to the floor. Please don't put backwards pressure on your knee joints. Rest your hands either below or above your knees on your legs. Crouch and curl. Tent your fingertips to the mat with an exhale. Curl up like a ball. Lower your hips down towards your heels. Tuck your chin. Bring your forehead to your knees. Press your hands into the floor. Deepen the rounding and the stretch in your spine and your upper back. Good. That's the way. Those are the shapes of our sun salutation, Surya Namaskar. Now we'll move through flow style with one breath and one movement paired together. Inhale, mountain pose. Arms up, touch palms, stretch towards the ceiling. Exhale, backward bend, hips forward, lift your chest, bend your elbows. Inhale, mountain pose, bring palms together, stretch up. Exhale, forward fold, roll your pelvis forward over the top of your femur bones. Inhale, halfway lift, pull your belly in. Exhale, crouch and curl, tent your fingertips to the mat, tuck your chin, forehead to knees. Inhale, mountain pose, straighten your legs, reach up to the ceiling. Exhale, backward bend. Good, spread across your chest, bend your elbows, lift from your sternum. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine, forward and back, spine parallel to the floor. Exhale, crouch and curl, tuck your chin, forehead towards your knees. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, backward bend. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, crouch and curl. Great job. We're going to keep moving through and add on some layers. Inhale, mountain pose. Arms up, press your palms, stretch towards the ceiling. On your exhale, lower your chin till it's parallel to the floor. Press your palms together, interlace all 10 of your fingers. Inhale, stretch, lengthen up towards the ceiling. Push your hips to the left, bring your upper body to your right. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, push your hips to the right, bring your upper body to your left. Try not to twist in your shoulders and hips, but keep the front side of your body facing the wall or the front mirror, whatever you're facing. Inhale, come up. Exhale, backward bend, hips forward, lift your chest, bend your elbows. Inhale, mountain pose, stretch up. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank pose. Bring your hands to the mat, step your feet back one at a time. Pull your navel in toward your spine and lower your hips down until your hips and shoulders are roughly in one line. Press the floor away from you. Puff up the space between your shoulder blades and slightly hug your elbows towards each other. Good. We're here for a few more breaths. As sensation builds, if it gets to be too much, you can come down to your knees or you can come down to your forearms. It's just a few more moments. Breathe. On your exhale breath, pike your hips up towards the ceiling, downward facing dog. Good. On downward facing dog, you've got both hands and both feet on the floor and you're trying to distribute the weight evenly across all of those appendages. Press your hands into the floor. Engage through your arms and shoulders. Roll your pelvis slightly forward over your femur bones. You can bend your knees a little bit to explore. And then once you've got your hips lifted up towards the ceiling, your tail shining up and back, keep your pelvis in this orientation and send your heels down towards the floor, stretching your hamstrings, stretching your calf muscles. Inhale, look to your hands. Exhale, step your feet one at a time to the top of your mat and towel. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, second set half moon. Lower your chin till it's parallel to the floor. Interlace all 10 of your fingers. This is going to be a longer hold. Press your heels down, stretch up. Push your hips to the left. Bring your upper body to your right. When you meet resistance, exhale. Find a steady breath in and out through your nose. When your breath is steady, make these adjustments. A little bit right shoulder forward and left hip forward so your two shoulders and two hips are both in one line. Continuously push your hips really far over to your left. Contract your quadriceps muscles so your knee joints are in full extension, legs are pretty straight. Weight into your heels, press your heels into the floor. Last few moments. Press your palms together, straighten your elbows, draw your arms back towards the back wall. Inhale, make your way back up. Press your heels down, stretch up, lengthen towards the ceiling, push your hips to the right, bring your upper body to your left. There's a feeling of reaching up, out, and over rather than collapsing down. So you stay engaged in your belly, engaged in the muscles in your back. Notice your hips and your shoulders. Make the adjustments if you see or feel any twisting happening there. Contract your quadriceps muscles, knee joints pretty straight, weight in your heels. Contract your triceps muscles, straighten your elbows, press your palms together, reach up, out, over, push your hips to the right. Good. Inhale, come back. We'll do traditional style backward bend. Keep your arms where they are. Lift your chin, relax your head. Let your head turn back. Good. Press your palms together. Inhale, stretch directly up towards the ceiling. Exhale, draw your arms back toward your ears. Reach back, go back, bend back. Lift your chest up. Push your hips forward. Use your glutes. Push your hips and pelvis forward. Contract your quadriceps muscles. Knee joints stay straight. Weight in your heels. Press your heels down into the floor. Reach your chest up, draw your arms back and go back, more back. Let gravity help you fall down backwards. Change, good. Inhale, come up. Stretch up out of your waist. Forward fold. Roll your pelvis forward over the top of your femur bones. Keep your arms next to your ears. All right, let's get ready for Padahastasana. We'll start with a little warm up. Shake your head, yes and no. Let go of the weight of your head. Now, if you feel any tension in your neck, shoulders, try to wiggle it out and let it go. You can bend your knees one at a time, keeping the soles of your feet flat to the floor in order to work into your low back, your hips, and your hamstrings. And here we go, Padahastasana. Feet together, toes and heels touch. Bend your knees a lot. Put your stomach on your thighs, your chest on your knees. So there is no room between your upper body and your lower body. Stomach and thighs are touching. Reach around, grip your heels with all 5 fingers of each hand. So the first knuckle, the one with the nail, is underneath your heels, and all 10 of your fingers point forward, same direction as your toes. Bend your elbows and wrap your elbows towards each other, like one day your elbows will touch behind your legs. Bring your shoulders up towards the ceiling, away from your ears. Engage your biceps. Yes, that's the way. Pull on your heels, lift your hips up. Exhale your breath. Bring your arms over your head sideways, touch your palms. Inhale, slowly make your way back up. Exhale, bring your arms down to your side. Practice stillness and breath. Good. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, backward bend. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank pose. Step your feet back one at a time. Lower your hips. Pull your navel towards your spine. Inhale, shift forward, shoulders over hands. Exhale, bend your elbows all the way until you can land your chest and then your hips down to the floor. Squeeze your legs and thighs together. Toes and heels touch. Inhale, cobra. Lift just your upper body up off of the mat. Use your lower back muscles. Exhale, lower back down to the floor. Tuck your toes, press the floor away from you, push up into high plank pose. Exhale, pike your hips up towards the ceiling, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, look toward your hands. Step your feet one at a time to the top of your mat and towel. Inhale, bring your arms over your head. Exhale, bring your arms down until they're parallel to the floor, palms flat, all 5 fingers together. So fingertips reach directly forward. Engage your triceps muscles so elbows are straight. Lift your chest up, bend your knees, and sit down low. This is awkward pose. Reach your hips back and your hands forward. Pull your navel towards your spine. Sit back and sit down until the tops of your thighs are parallel to the floor. 6 inches between your knees, 6 inches between your feet, 6 inches between your wrists. Now notice your feet. If your toes have pointed away from each other, they're fanning out like the letter V. Make an adjustment so your feet are parallel to one another. Sit back, sit down. Here's the end. Lift your chest. Hold. Inhale, make your way back up, straight legs. Still 6 inches in between your feet, feet parallel to one another, arms parallel to the floor, triceps engaged. Come up high onto your toes. Push your heels up and forward. Like you're standing on super high heels, the soles of your feet are perpendicular to the floor. Bend your knees, lower your hips down, maintain the height on your toes. Maintain an upright spine. Lift your heels up, lift your knees up. Keep breathing. Last few moments, go to that spot where maybe your legs start to shake a little bit. That's the way. Let's bring it back. Press through your toes into the floor, lower your heels. Let's do the third part. Come up a little bit on your toes. Bring your knees together. Squeeze your thighs together. Slowly lower your hips down toward your heels. Well, keep your inner thighs engaged, knees touching, legs squeezing up and in. Engage up with the pelvic floor even as you bend your knees, lowering your hips down. Come all the way down until your hips hover a little bit above your heels, an inch or 2 or maybe 3. There's a downward slope from hips to knees, so your hips are a little above your knees. Good, let's bring it back. Press through your toes into the floor, come on up. Lower your heels, step your feet together, bring your arms down to your side. Practice stillness for a moment. All right, moving forward into Eagle Series. Inhale, bring your arms over your head sideways, touch your palms. Exhale, swing your right arm underneath your left. Cross at your elbows, cross again at your wrists. Bring your palms together and your thumbs towards your face. If your elbows cross but your wrists won't cross, there's not the range of motion, you can hold your shoulders. Bend your knees, sit down low. Keep your hips low, sit down a little lower, that's the way. Bring your right leg high up and over your left. The higher you cross your legs, the more room there is to wrap your foot around the back of your calf muscle. Try to hook your toes around the back of your standing leg. If your toes aren't going to hook today, if that's just not in the cards, that's okay. Point your toes in that direction, keep an open mind. Bring your knees a little to your right, upper body to your left. So hands, elbows, knees, and feet all align, close to the center line, kind of like buttons on a shirt. Bring your right hip back and your left hip forward. Squeeze in, squeeze down. Good. Moving to Dakasana. Unwrap your right leg. Send your right heel back towards the back wall. Bring your upper body down until your body and leg together are parallel to the floor, balancing on your left leg. Unwrap your arms and reach your hands to opposite sides of the room. Good. Our final expression in this series is balancing stick. With an inhale, keep your legs where they are. Bring your arms over your head sideways. Touch your palms, interlace your grip. Good. Now point your toes. Reach your hands forward. Stretch and reach. Inhale. Step your weight to both feet. Exhale. Swing your left arm underneath your right. We'll do the whole series again on the opposite leg. Press your palms. Bend your knees and sit down low. Draw your elbows down towards your navel. Again, you can hold your shoulders if needed. Bring your left leg high up and over your right. Cross over your thigh. Wrap your foot around the back of your calf muscle. Good. Try to hook your foot, hook your toes around the back of your leg. And if that doesn't happen, no worries. You're still getting all the benefits. Point your toes in the direction you want them to go. Bring your knees to your left, upper body to your right. Left hip back, right hip forward. So your two hips are in one line. Draw your elbows down towards your navel. Press your palms together. Squeeze in. Sit down low. Sit down. Yes. Now moving into Dakasana, directional pose. Unwrap your right leg. Send your right heel back towards the back wall. Bring your upper body down until your body and leg together are parallel to the floor. Notice if your left hip is rolling up on top of the right. If so, roll your left hip down a little bit so your two hips are in one line. Unwrap your arms, moving to Dakasana with the arms. Reach your fingertips away from one another. Stretch your heart and top of head forward, your heel back. Last expression is balancing stick. You've got this. Inhale, arms overhead. Touch your palms, interlace your fingers. Reach your arms forward, point to your toes. Stretch your foot back towards the back wall. Let's bring it back. Inhale, step your weight to both feet. Exhale, bring your arms down to your side. Practice stillness and breath. Feel your weight in both of your feet. Make an adjustment so the weight is even. Feel your connection to the floor. We're going to start our balancing series by simply shifting all the weight of your body into your left foot. Press your entire left foot down into the floor. Contract your left quadriceps muscles. Bend your right knee up until the top of your right thigh is parallel to the floor. Bring your right toes back towards your shin, so you're flexing your ankle. Pull your navel up and in. Moving into Jana Shavasana knee head pose, round forward. Interlace all 10 fingers, thumbs included in the grip underneath your foot. The thumbs are underneath the foot in the 10-finger grip, same grip as if you were going to help a friend climb over a fence. Find your breath. Notice if your standing leg is still firm, tight, solid, quadriceps muscles engaged. Keep both hips lifted up in space. Engage your pelvic floor. If you're still steady in balance, add a kick to your posture. That's the second step. Kick forward toward the front mirror. Kick steadily, kick continuously, kick hard. If you kick and you're balancing, your standing leg bends or shakes or wobbles, come back to the first step. Stay in the first step until you have a strong, steady foundation in the standing leg, then move forward. If you're kicking and your leg is all the way parallel to the floor, then bend your elbows. Keep them close in with your calf muscles. One day they may go below. Hold what you have. Breathe. Let's come back to one leg mountain pose. Uninterlace your hands. Top of right thigh parallel to the floor. Right toes pull back toward your shin. We're going to move into a twisted head to knee. Bring your left hand to the outside of your right knee. Extend your right arm back towards the back wall. Turn so that your chest is facing to the side, even as your hips stay facing the front, so your spine is twisting. You can turn your head so your chin is looking over your left shoulder. Reach your right hand back towards the back wall. If you really want to challenge your balance function, blink your eyes closed. Good, let's come back. Turn to face the front mirror. Keep the top of your right thigh parallel to the floor. Last expression, you've got this. Standing bow. Kick your right foot back. Hold the inside edge of your right foot in the palm of your right hand. Bring your left arm up so your biceps muscles are close to your ear and your palm is flat to the front mirror. Knees together. Inhale. Exhale. Kick back, kick up. Kick back, kick up. Reach forward. Allow your back to bend. Lift your chin and your chest up. Kick back, kick up. Tilt your pelvis forward. Bring your body down. Notice if your right hip is trying to stack up on top of your left. Roll your right hip down so your two hips are in one line. That's the way. Last few moments. Chin up, chest up, eyes up, arm up. Kick back, kick up. Inhale, kick into your hand. Share your weight to both feet. Bring your arms down to your side. Practice stillness and breath. Notice how nice it is to be on 2 feet after being on 1 foot for a long time. It's really normal if you find this long balancing series to be kind of a challenge, or if there's a lot of sensation going on in your standing leg. Come back to 2 feet if you need to, and leave space in your practice that it doesn't need to look perfect, it doesn't need to be beautiful. You're challenging your balance function and building strength in your standing leg. All right, let's do the other side. Shift your weight fully into your right foot. Engage your right quadriceps muscles. Pull away from your kneecap with the right thigh muscle. Bend your left knee up until the top of your left thigh is parallel to the floor. Pull your belly up and in. Jana Shavasana, knee head pose. Round forward, interlace all 10 fingers, thumbs included, underneath the ball of your foot. Same grip as if you were going to help a friend over a fence. Focus your eyes one spot. Breathe. If you're steady and balanced in your standing leg, you're focused, you're breathing, add a kick to your posture. Kick forward toward the front mirror. If you kick and immediately your standing leg bends, come back to the first step. That's what it's for, to get stable and strong before moving forward. If you can kick steadily, continuously, and hard without your standing leg bending, and keep kicking, bring your heel forward, flex your ankle, toes back towards your face. If all 4 limbs will straighten, bend your elbows. Keep them close in with your calf muscles. They may or may not go below. Either way is fine. Let's bring it back. Slowly make your way back to standing on your right leg with the top of your left thigh parallel to the floor. Let go your foot. We'll come into twisted head to knee. Bring your right hand to the outside of your left knee. Extend your left arm back towards the back wall and spread your chest open facing the side. Turn your head. Look over your left shoulder toward the back wall. If you want to challenge your balance function, close your eyes. Keep breathing. Let's bring it back. Let go of your knee. Face the front. Kick your left foot back behind you. Hold your left foot from the inside edge. with your left hand. Bring your right arm up, biceps close to your ear, palm flat to the front mirror. Breathe, you're doing great. Inhale, exhale, kick back, kick up, reach forward. Chin up, chest up, eyes up, arm up, bring your body down, kick up. You've got this. One more time, kick up. And let's come back. Kick into your hands, share your weight to both feet, bring your arms down to your side. Good. Take a breath in. We're on 2 feet for a while now. It's the good news. Let's start our separate leg series. It's also sometimes called the warrior series. Come to the top of your mat and towel. Inhale, bring your arms over your head sideways, touch your palms. Exhale, backward bend. Bring your hips forward. Bend your elbows, spread open across your chest. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank pose, hands to the mat, bring your feet back. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, lower down all the way. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, tuck your toes, pike your hips, downward facing dog. Good. Find your right leg with your brain. Inhale, bring your right leg back and up behind you. Exhale, lunge, step your right foot forward in between your hands. Lower your hips down, stretching your hip flexor on the left side. Inhale, warrior two. Cartwheel your arms up. Bend your right knee. Press your right heel into the floor. Sit down low. Press the outer edge of your left foot into the floor. The left quadriceps muscles firmly, tightly engaged. Left leg straight, right knee deeply, deeply bent. Good. And this is Virabhadrasana, warrior two, or the noble warrior. And keep your hips low on your exhale breath. Rotate your arms 90 degrees to your right. Trikonasana, triangle pose. In this version of triangle, we keep the front leg deeply bent. Bring your elbow in front of your knee. Bring both hips forward. Roll your left hip down and forward slightly. Left rib cage and shoulder up and back. Press your heel down into the floor. Stretch. Reach your left hand up towards the ceiling. And keep your hips low, stay in your lunge, and we'll reverse. Inhale, sweep your right arm forward, over, and up. Slide your left hand down the back of your leg. Stay low into your lunge and your front leg. Keep your knee bent, that's the way. Reach up, out, and over, stretching into the side body, the ribs and the hip. Inhale, come back to warrior two, good work. Now straighten both legs. Bring both heels in, both sets of toes out. Bend your knees, bring your hands to heart center, and sit down into horse pose. Now your toes point away from each other, feet turned out, that's the way. Press the outer edge of your foot into the floor. Press your heel down and sit low. Bring your knees out wide. Bring your hips a little forward. Good. Inhale, straighten both legs. Turn both sets of toes forward so the edges of your feet are parallel to the edges of your mat. Bring your arms directly out to your side. Inhale, exhale, fold forward. This is separate leg stretching pose. Slide your hands down the back of your legs. Grip your heels with all 5 fingers of each hand. If heels are not available, rest your hands on the back of your legs. You can slide your hands down, and then wherever they stop naturally is a good spot. If you do have your heels, bend your elbows. Use the strength of your arms to pull forward and down, lengthening your spine. If your knees are bending, try to lift your hips up in space and engage your quadriceps muscles simultaneously. Last few moments, pull forward, pull down, try to bring your hairline to the floor in between your feet. Exhale your breath, bring your arms directly out to your side. Inhale, slowly make your way back up. Inhale all the way up to standing upright, then keep inhaling, bring your arms over your head, touch your palms. Exhale, turn to face forward. Bring your left hip forward until your 2 hips are in one line. Inhale. Exhale, tuck your chin, curl forward, round down. This is separate legs, head to knee. Part your hands on either side of your foot if you need to for balance. If you don't need your hands parted, if you can stay balanced on your 2 feet, bring your palms together, cross your thumbs, rest your fingertips just in front of your big toe. Press through your back heel, weight in your front foot, pull your belly up and in, round your spine towards the ceiling like an angry cat. Right, let's come out. Inhale, slowly make your way back up. Let your chin come up last. On your exhale, bring your palms together behind you. Interlace your 10 fingers. Punch your fists down towards the floor. Lift your chest, lift your chin. Shift your weight forward into your right foot. Point your left toes behind you. Bring your body down and your leg up. It's a toppling tree transition. Bring your body down and leg up until you can release your hands to the floor on either side of your foot. And here you are in a one-legged forward fold, standing on your right leg. Left heel reaches back towards the back wall. Work on straightening your standing leg. Lift both hips up. Contract your right quadriceps muscles. You can have your both hands on the floor. If you want to challenge your balance, wrap one hand, then maybe the other around your heel. Inhale, lift your left leg one more time. Exhale, step it back, low lunge. Inhale, 3-limb dog. Bring your right leg back and up behind you. Exhale, downward facing dog. Awesome. Let's release that with a breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. And we'll do the left side. Find your left leg with your mind. Inhale, bring your left leg back and up behind you. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot between your hands. Now sink your hips down low a little bit. Lift your heart. So you stretch your hip flexor. Inhale, warrior two. Cartwheel your arms up. Turn to face the side. Bend your left knee. Sit down low. Press your left heel into the floor. Press the outer edge of your right foot into the floor. Right quadriceps muscles contracted. Right leg as straight as you can make it. Bend your knees, sit down low, pull your belly in, stay lifted up in your chest with the top of your head towards the ceiling. Keep your hips low. We'll move into triangle. On your exhale, rotate just your arms 90 degrees to your left. Stay bent in your left knee. Elbow right in front of your knee, or it could be a little above your knee, but definitely not below your knee. If your elbow's below your knee, you're a little too far pivoted to the side. Bring both hips forward. Bring your right hip down and forward. Right rib cage and shoulder up and back. Pull your navel in toward your spine. Reach your right hand up towards the ceiling. Take a full breath. And full breath out. On your inhale, reverse it. Sweep your left arm forward, over, and up. Slide your right hand down the back of your right leg. Really stretch into the left side of your body, underneath your arm, into your ribs, even into your left hip. And come back to warrior two. And then straighten both legs. Turn both heels in, both sets of toes out, so toes point away from one another. Bend your knees and sit down low. This is our second set of horse pose. This is also called fiery angle pose. I like that name. Bring your pelvis forward. Draw your knees wide away from one another. Press the outer edges of your feet into the floor. One more exhale, maybe sink down a little. Yep, that's the way. Inhale, straighten both legs. Turn both sets of toes forward. Bring your arms directly out to your side. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward at your hips. This is separate legs stretching, also called wide-legged forward fold. Slide your hands down the back of your legs. Grip your heels if they're available. You can rest your hands on the backs of your legs if heels are not there yet. Bend your elbows. Bring your forearms close to your shins. And pull forward and down. If your knees are bending, back off the depth a little bit. Then lift your hips up, engage your quadriceps muscles. Bring your knee joints into full extension. Avoid pressing backwards into your knee joint though. Think more lift up than press back. Last few moments. Draw your forehead forward and down. Try to touch it to the floor in between your feet. Exhale, bring your arms directly out to your side. Inhale, slowly make your way back up. Keep inhaling, bring your arms over your head, touch your palms, cross your thumbs. Turn to face the front mirror and bring your stance in a little bit. So it's 3 feet in between your heels. That's 3 feet front to back, not 3 feet side to side. Inhale. Exhale, tuck your chin, curl forward, round down. Bring your forehead to your knee. You can bend your knee as much as you need to so your forehead and knee touch together. This is Vipaktapada Janu Shavasana, feet apart, knee head pose. Press your back heel firmly into the floor. Think left hip up, right hip forward. Pull your belly in. Press your fingers and feet down. Round your spine up. Exhale your breath, bring your palms together. Inhale, slowly make your way back up, chin comes up last. At the top, exhale your breath, bring your palms together behind you. Interlace all 10 of your fingers and punch your hands down towards the floor. Lift your chest and chin up towards the ceiling. Shift your weight forward into your left foot. Point your right toes behind you. Bring your upper body down and your leg up, toppling tree. Think like a teeter-totter. As your upper body comes down, your leg comes up until you release your hands to either side of your foot. So you're in an inversion here. Your head is below your heart. You're balancing, you're on one leg, though you can use your hands on either side of your foot if you need to. And you're working on a forward fold. That means stomach close to your thigh, chest close to your knees, or knee, singular. You got one leg in the air. Keep breathing. Contract the quadriceps muscles of the standing leg. Reach your right heel back and up. Exhale your breath. Land your right foot behind you. Low lunge. Inhale, 3-limb dog. Bring your left leg back and up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Great work. Take a second, pedal out your dog. Bend your knees a little. Bounce your hips. Shake your head. The next thing we're going to do is a flow, where we do the first few postures in that sequence, and we pair one movement with the breath. You can think of a flow like if you see a feather on the wind, the thing that you see is the feather, but the thing that is moving is the wind. That's like your breath. The thing that you're going to see, the thing we're doing is going from posture to posture, but what's really happening where we're putting our awareness is in the flow of breath in and out through the nose. Okay, let's start with the right leg. Inhale, right leg up, 3-limb dog. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot between your hands. Inhale, warrior 2. Cartwheel your arms up, sit low on your front leg. Exhale, triangle pose. Rotate your arms 90 degrees to your right. Inhale, reverse. Sweep your right arm forward, over and up. Stay low on your front leg. Exhale, low lunge. Cartwheel your hands to either side of your foot. Inhale, 3-limb dog. Bring your right leg back and up behind you. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Left leg. Inhale, 3-limb dog. Bring it back and up. Exhale, low lunge. Step your foot between your hands. Inhale, warrior 2. Cartwheel your arms up. Sit low into your front leg. Exhale, triangle pose. Rotate your arms 90 degrees to your left. Inhale, reverse. Sweep your left arm forward, over and up. Exhale, low lunge. Turn it to the front, cartwheel your hands down. Inhale, 3-limb dog. Bring your left leg back and up behind you. Exhale, downward facing dog. Awesome. Let's release that with a breath. Inhale. Exhale through your nose. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your feet forward one at a time to the top of your mat and towel. Let your head go, bring your heels to the floor. Inhale, slowly roll up to standing. Let your head come up last. We're going to do tree pose. Shift your weight into your left foot. Bend your right knee up. Hold your right foot from underneath. Circle a couple of times. This is a half lotus tree. That means you're going to bring your right foot to the top of your left thigh, close to the center line of your body, heel underneath your navel. Bring your right hand to Namaskar. Hold your foot from underneath with your left. Bring both hips forward, press your right knee back. Feel steady in your standing leg. Reach up towards the ceiling with the top of your head. Moving into toe stand. You can stay in tree pose if you've got something groovy working on here. If you want to move forward, first step is to shift your gaze to the floor, then fold forward. You can bring your left hand to Namaskar or keep holding your foot, it's up to you. Fold forward over a straight standing leg, then release your hands to the mat if that's available. Lower your hips down toward your heel. Walk your hands back to either side of your body. Press your right knee down towards the floor. So your right knee and left knee are in line one day. And work the balance, one hand and then the other to Namaskar. Eventually, hands resting in Namaskar, lift your hips an inch or two off of your heel, press your toes down into the floor. Toe, come on back to tree. Straighten your leg, drop your heel, come out of the forward fold, pull your belly in. And feet together, arms down. Shift your weight into your right foot, we'll do the other side, bend your left knee up, hold your foot from underneath, circle a couple of times. Leave your left foot high on your right thigh. Press your left knee back towards the back wall. Bring your left hand to Namaskar. If you're moving into toe stand, fold forward at your hips. Keep your standing legs straight. As you tilt your pelvis forward, bring your hands to the mat. When hands are on the mat, bring your weight into your hands, lower your hips down toward your heel. Walk your hands back to either side of your body. Press your left knee down towards the floor so your two knees are in one line. Bring one hand and then the other to Namaskar. Awesome. Toe come back to tree. And bring your feet together. Arms down. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, backward bend. Inhale, mountain pose, stretch up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank pose, hands down, step your feet back. Shift your weight forward. Exhale, lower down to the floor. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, lower to the floor. Tuck your toes, push up from the floor. High plank pose. Pike your hips, downward facing dog. Great. We're going to do pigeon pose. Find your right leg with your mind. Inhale, bring your right leg back and up. Exhale, pigeon. Bring your right knee behind your right wrist. Right foot behind your left wrist. Point your left toes towards the back wall, so your left leg is pointing straight back, not at an angle. You want to set yourself up so that your hips are reaching down towards the floor, but not so much that you're feeling pain in the joints of your lower body. If you're feeling pain, back off. You can always put a block, often a block underneath the right hip on this side will open up some space for some folks. Inhale, lift your chest, and then when you're ready, fold it forward over your leg. It's a hip opening posture, hip stretching posture. And sometimes it can feel really intense and really powerful, and sometimes it can be really subtle. Let go of the idea that it needs to feel a particular way in order that it would be working. Try to notice what you feel. Come into your breath. Let go where you can let go. Relax. Bring it back. Bring your palms down. Tuck your left toes. Inhale, bring your left leg back and up, three-limb dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Awesome. Let's do the other side. Inhale, left leg back and up. Exhale, pigeon. Bring your left knee behind your left wrist. Left foot behind your right wrist. Point your right toes directly back towards the back wall. Set yourself up with the support you need. Maybe a block, maybe a change where your hands are positioned. Bring your hips forward and down. Not too much though, not so much that you hurt yourself. And then when you're ready, fold your upper body down over your leg. If you really dig in your pigeon pose today, you can just pause this recording and stay here as long as you want to. Let's bring it back. Bring your hands to the mat, tuck your toes. Inhale, bring your left leg back and up behind you, three-limb dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Next is our spine strengthening series. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward over your hands, pull your navel up towards your spine. Exhale, bend your elbows, wrap your elbows a little bit towards each other and come down slow. Land first your chest and then your lower body to the floor. Hands underneath your shoulders, palms face down. Exhale your breath, point your toes. Inhale, lift your upper body up, reach your sternum forward, out and up towards the ceiling. Keep your navel on the floor. Draw your elbows in close to your ribs. Press the tops of your feet into the floor, lift your chest. Inhale, come up one more time. Exhale, slowly lower down. Good. Send your arms long, then flip your hands over so your palms are facing your towel. lie down on top of your straight arms. Stretch your chin forward. So palms are facing down, like you're going to grab the towel with your hands, and your body's on top of your elbow joints, gently pressing down. Point your right toes. Inhale, lift your right leg back and up. Keep your left leg completely relaxed. Reach your right foot back towards the back wall, up towards the ceiling. Roll your weight forward. Press your chest and shoulders down. Lift your leg. Exhale, lower it down. Shake your right leg out, let it go. Point your left toes. Inhale, lift your left leg back and up. Reach your foot back towards the back wall. Lift up towards the ceiling. Roll your weight forward. Press your chest and shoulders down. Point your toes, lift your leg one more time. And lower down. Good. Tuck your chin, press your mouth into your towel. Adjust your arms underneath of you if needed. Sometimes it feels good to bring them a little closer. Makes it feel like you have a little more leverage to lift. We're going to lift both legs. Squeeze your legs and thighs together. Toes and heels touch. Inhale your breath. Exhale. Lift both legs up. Squeeze your legs and thighs together. Try to keep your inner thighs touching. Roll your weight forward. Press your mouth down. Your shoulders and your chest down into the mat and towel. Come on, squeeze your legs. Lift up. Go up. Exhale. Slowly lower down. Bring your arms out from underneath of you. Look to your right. Left ear on your towel. Focus your eyes. Come to your breath. Stretch your chin forward. Moving into full locust pose. Bring your arms directly out to your side. Palms face down. The arms are at a 90-degree angle with your body. Squeeze your legs and thighs together. Exhale your breath. Inhale, lift up, come up. Arms, chest, and legs come up off of the mat. Draw your arms up towards the ceiling. And draw your arms back, open, expand forward with your chest. Good. Squeeze your legs and thighs together, toes and heels touch, and lift your feet up until your heels appear above your head. Lift up, come up, inhale, come up one more time. Slowly lower down. Good. Bow, Dhanurasana. Bend both legs, hold your feet from the outside a couple of inches below your toes with 6 inches in between your knees. Exhale your breath. Inhale, kick into your hands. Kick up towards the ceiling. Balance on the soft part of your belly so your lowest rib grazes the mat and towel. If you're way back on your thigh bones or way back on your hips, kick more up, maybe even kick a little forward. Lift your chin, look up, try to relax your face. Keep kicking, you've got this. One more time. Inhale, kick up towards the ceiling and bring it down. Exhale, let go your feet, bring your arms to your side, look to your left. Right ear on your towel. Practice stillness. All right, here's our last push-up-y moment of this class. You can do this. Stretch your chin forward. Bring your hands directly under your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Exhale your breath. Pull your navel towards the spine. Push the floor away. Come up to high plank pose. Good. Come to the top of your mat and towel, kneeling. Sit hips to heels. Good. Point your toes behind you. And part your heels enough that you can sit your hips to the floor in between your feet. So heels need to be just wide enough that your hips can come to the floor. If there's space, any space between your heels and your hips, your heels need to come in a little bit. Your knees can be pretty wide. Your knees can be hip width distance apart, if that makes you feel a little more comfy. If your hips are on the floor, you're not in any pain. Bring your hands to the soles of your feet and walk it back, one elbow at a time. Right elbow, left elbow, top of head, back of your head to the floor. If it's too much for your knee or ankle joints, though, you can avoid the laying back part. You can keep your upper body upright. This posture is called Supta Vajrasana, supine kneeling pose. We also call it fixed firm. As a reminder that the knees, ankles, and hips need to stay firmly fixed to the floor during this posture. Bring your hands to the soles of your feet. With an inhale, press yourself up one elbow at a time. Then exhale, bring your hands in front of you. Step your feet back, downward facing dog. Now straightening out the knee joints after all that compression can feel pretty good. You can bounce your hips a little bit, bend your knees, wiggle your ankles, your head, whatever. And come to kneeling at the back of your mat and towel. Land your knees to the floor, point your toes behind you. Sit hips to heels. This is half tortoise Ardha Karmasana. Inhale, bring your arms over your head, touch your palms. Exhale, fold forward. Go slower the closer you get to the floor. Try to land your forehead first and then the outer edges of your fingers to the floor. Sink your hips back towards your heels. Press your palms together. Reach forward. And let's bring it back. Bring your palms together. Inhale, slowly make your way back up. At the top, bring your arms down. Stand up on your knees. Bring 6 inches in between your knees. 6 inches in between your feet. Tops of your feet on the floor, toes point straight back. Bring your palms to your hips, kind of like putting your hands in your back pockets, except a little higher up so you're supporting your low back, your lumbar spine. Push your hips forward, lift your chest, lift your chin, relax your neck, let your head turn back, and continue to bend back as far as makes sense. If you can see the wall behind you, reach for your heels one at a time. Thumbs out, fingers in. Yeah, full palm grip on your heels. If you reach back and you can't quite get your heels or it's kind of dicey, just keep your hands on your hips. Give yourself that support. Push your hips forward, lift your chest, keep breathing in and out through your nose. Keep your eyes open, focus them on one spot. Inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, push your hips forward. Yes, good. All right, let's bring it back. Bring your hands to your hips and slowly make your way back up. Keep your neck relaxed so your chin comes down last. Good. Lower your hips to your heels. Take a moment, just seated and rest. Breathe. We're going to move on to rabbit pose. So if your heels are sweaty, then you might want to use a towel over your heels so you can get a firm grip. If your heels are pretty dry, you can do this grip with no towel, just bare grip. Thumbs outside, fingers inside on your heels. Lift your chest, tuck your chin, curl forward, round down. Sasangasana, rabbit pose. Forehead to your knees, top of head to floor. Grip your heels firmly and lift your hips up. Lift your hips up until your arms can straighten. Press the tops of your feet into the floor. Weight in your heels. Bring your shoulders up towards the ceiling, away from your ears. Pull your navel up and in, round your spine. Keep breathing. Lower your hips down. Inhale, slowly make your way back up. Good. Shift your butt off to one side. Swing your legs around front. We'll do head to knee pose, then stretching pose, Janu Shavasana, then Paschimottanasana. Put a 90-degree angle in between your legs and bend your left leg so the sole of your left foot is on your high up on your inner right thigh. Bring your arms over your head, interlace all 10 of your fingers. Turn toward your right leg, tuck your chin, curl forward and round down, hooking your interlaced grip underneath the ball of your foot. Bring your forehead and knee together to touch. Bend your knee as much as you need to, so your forehead and knee can come together. Roll in slightly to your left. Left shoulder down, left ribs down. If your right leg is bent, keep working on pressing the heel gently forward. If it's straight, then bend your elbows down. If they meet the floor, engage your quadriceps muscles on your right leg. Change. Slowly make your way back up. Switch your legs. Left leg out, sole of right foot in. Turn toward your left leg, tuck your chin, curl forward, round down. Interlace grip underneath the ball of your foot a little bit. Roll into your right shoulder down, right ribs down. Pull your belly in, slide your forehead a little further up your leg. You can do that whether your knee is straight or bent. Try to pull your belly in, engage your abdominal muscles, flex the spine, slide your forehead up. If your leg is straight, bend your elbows down. Inhale, make your way back out. Bring both legs out in front of you and inner thighs together, ankles flexed, so your toes points directly up towards the ceiling. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward over both legs. Paschimottanasana. Western stretch, stretching the whole backside of the body. So rather than looking down at your legs, lift your chin and look forward. Widen your shoulders. When you breathe into that spot behind your collarbones. Inflate your chest. Inhale, lift up a little bit, straighten, lengthen your spine. Exhale, pull forward. If you can straighten your legs without too much overwhelming sensation, then engage your quadriceps muscles. By engaging your quadriceps muscles, you deepen the stretch in the backside of your body and start to work into your hips and low back. If you're not there yet, though, that's cool. You can remain passive in the legs if that's where you're at. Inhale. Exhale, pull forward and down. Exhale the air you have in your lungs. Inhale, let's bring it back. Come up to seated. Then scoot your seat forward towards your feet. Bring your hands forward, palms facing up like you're giving something to someone. And keep reaching forward as you slowly roll yourself back and down. A little bit of abdominal engagement, or maybe a whole lot of abdominal engagement, so you can land yourself slowly down to the mat. Awesome. Bring your arms down to your side. We'll do our last little sequence, which is wind removing and a supine twist. We're almost there, my friends. Good work. Bend your right leg up. Interlace all 10 fingers on top of your right leg. Move your knee out and down slightly. Inhale. Exhale. Pull your knee towards your shoulder. Pull hard. Stay engaged in your biceps muscles. Keep pulling. Press your fingers into the back of your hands. Pull. Good. Release the pull a little bit. For a supine twist, keep your left hand on the outside of your right knee. Guide your right knee across your body towards the floor on your left side. Extend your right arm out towards the side. And then look over your right shoulder. If that look over your right shoulder is too much, you can look up towards the ceiling. If you feel like you need some support, you can put a block underneath your right knee, or you can bend your left knee so your knees stack on top of one another. Once you're all situated, on your exhale breath, just let go. Let gravity pull you down into the ground. Breathe. Good. Let's make your way back to your back. Hug your right knee into your shoulder one more time. And bring your right leg down. We'll do that on the left. Bend your left leg up, find the grip, move your knee out and down slightly. Inhale. Exhale, pull. That out and down motion was so that you avoid the rib cage. If mostly what you feel is your thigh pressing into your ribs, you need to move your knee a little further out. But if your knee is all the way like visiting your left biceps muscle, then the knee has to come a little closer to the body. So you find that midway point where you can pull without pain in your knee, without pain in your hip, but creating the compression in your hip joint. Moving into the supine twist, using your left hand on the outside of, using your right hand on the outside of your left knee, guide your left knee across your body towards the floor on your right side. Extend your left arm out to the side. Turn your chin, look over your left shoulder. If that's too much for your neck, you can look up towards the ceiling. If you need some support, you can bring a block underneath your knee, or you can stack your knees on top of one another. Notice if you're really working hard, maybe you can let go and surrender. Let go of the idea that it has to feel a certain way, that it has to be intense or stretchy or any particular thing in order to work. Just relax. Let go. And make your way back to your back. Hug your knee towards your shoulder one more time. Then bend both legs up, wrap your arms around your legs, grip an elbow in each hand. Most of us are closer to elbows than we think, so really honestly try for elbows. If they're not there, you can get forearms or wrists. Pull your knees down towards your chest, bring your shoulders down to the mat. Tuck your chin down towards your throat, roll your tail down towards the mat. Here we go, inhale as fully as you can. Exhale, pull, hug in, squeeze tight, knees down, chin down, shoulders down, hips down. Try to bring your whole back flat to the floor. Inhale. Exhale, bring it down. Savasana. Send your legs out long, bring your arms down to your side with your palms facing up. You can blink your eyes closed. And thank you for making 60 minutes for your practice today. Enjoy your rest. Take care of yourself. Till next time, namaste.